Best scene, back from the dead. Interior, Desborough house, drawing room, night. Harriet Desborough is dozing in the armchair, the drips and monitors attached to her. A flickering light wakes her. She looks at the portrait of the Colonel, which is animated by the light. Then she looks out of the French windows to see a bonfire where the summer house should be. She tries to reach the bell push, but can't move well enough. A woman screams, deafen Harriet. Someone is burning in the fire.
Help! Someone help!
As she watches, so the fire dies down and the figure of a man emerges from it. He walks towards her from the fire. By the time he reaches the windows, the fire is gone and the summer house is back in place. It is Craig. He knocks on the glass.
Ronnie! Ronnie!
She tries to get up and walk towards the window, dragging her equipment with her. Craig scowls at her and makes a throat-cutting gesture. Suddenly, Harriet is terrified. The nurse rushes into the room and gets Harriet back into her chair.
Mrs. Desborough, are you all right?
There's someone at the window.
The nurse sees no one there.
Where?
Just a second ago, a man. I thought it was Ronnie.
The nurses approach the window and look out at the summer house.
Are you sure? I can't see anyone.
No, I'm not sure. Not anymore. These drugs, you know.
The nurse rearranges her pillows and checks the monitor. She puts an oxygen feeder into Desborough's nostrils.
The war has no end, Desborough spawn. Another battle is beginning. More of you will die.
The monitor shows Harriet's rising heart rate.
What did you say?
Would you like something to drink?
No, I'm fine.
She looks out at the summer house and shivers.
I need to go to bed.
Exterior, open landscape, day. Funar is walking through the landscape. There are trees and fawns. He is approaching the Desborough house as it was in the mid-17th century. There is a group of people in the costume of the time on the lawn behind the house. They are lined up next to a prepared stake with firewood stacked up against it. At the head of the group is Colonel Desborough, dressed as he is in the portrait. Beside him are his wife and his children. The young witch is brought to the stake by other men and tied to it as a priest prays for her.
I am innocent of witchcraft!
Colonel Desborough signals to one of the others who set fire to the wood, and the victim begins to struggle. She looks at Colonel Desborough.
Colonel Desborough, I curse thee in thy blood. Thou shalt die and never die.
Colonel Desborough looks on pitilessly as the fire begins to take hold.
I have a child by him. That's why he's having me murdered by the church.
Colonel Desborough looks appalled. He draws his sword and approaches the fire, even though it is scorching him.
Die, bitch of the devil, die.
He cuts off her head and it flies through the air to land at his wife's feet. He drops the sword into the fire as his hand is scorched. The witch's eyes open and the face snarls.
There's no escape, Desborough. Our child will hunt you down.
The children scream and run away. Colonel picks up the head with his left hand and throws it into the fire.
There will be vengeance beyond death. Blood will be satisfied.
The colonel's scabbard is smoldering. He unbuckles his belt and lets it fall to the ground. The scene fades and the summer house rises where the fire had been. Day becomes night. Funar looks up at Desborough's bedroom window. Interior, Desborough house, night. Desborough wakes with a start.
Blood will be satisfied.
Desborough looks from her bedroom window and sees Funar looking up at her.